It's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest anime video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk Dragon Ball. Yeah, that was a bit of a different intro because if you're new to the channel, I usually do videos about action figures and Marvel comics and movies, but throughout the course of this show, so many people have been recommending different anime series for me to watch and asking if I watch Dragon Ball or Evangelion or anything like that. And ridiculous as it is, I used to live in Japan. I lived there for 5 years and I've never actually watched any anime. Like, at all, no anime series ever. But I've always been interested. And now, at 40 years old, I am going to start trying to watch some new anime. But the thing is, there's so much to choose from. So this new series is going to be all about watching the first episode of pretty much every major anime series in the world and deciding, based off that, if it's something I want to get on board with. So the first one has to be one of the most famous of all time, Dragon Ball. Not specifically Dragon Ball Z, which I was informed is kind of like a different sort of thing. I gotta start with the very first Dragon Ball, and all I know about this is that it's got a guy called Goku, and it's all about fighting, and there's like a green dude and a weird pink dude, and it's over 9,000. That's literally it. So based off of that zero-sum knowledge, I'm gonna start Dragon Ball. So let's take it away. So we open with a classic anime voiceover, and wait, how can I call it a classic anime voiceover when I've never watched anime before? Boy, I'm poking holes in my own story here. We start off with a classic voiceover, and it's telling the tale of Goku, this young boy who was raised in the forest by his grandfather and taught to be like an amazing warrior. So we're off to a good start. Very kind of like, you know, classic hero's journey type thing, I'm assuming. But it's cute. It instantly has that feel of 80s kids show. So I get that little pang of nostalgia, and I kind of dig that. And so we're informed that Goku is the sole guardian of his grandfather's, like, last possession, I suppose, his Dragon Ball. What does that mean? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. So we find Goku just living his best life in the forest with his cute little monkey tail. So instantly I'm thinking like, wait, so is he human? Or is this like an old race of something else? Is he like a mutant? I don't know, but maybe we're gonna find out. And already I love the art style of the backgrounds. They're so pretty. All the kind of Japanese style countryside, and you've got the houses as well with the wonderful slanted roofs. And we see Goku doing his kata, and he's like, oh! And it's actually, it's kind of adorable. I think I quite like this kid. He's cute. And we have our first example of something that I think is a trope in anime. I mean, I don't even watch anime, and I know it's the with the flashy lines background, like someone's charging up and you can't see the background, it's just color and lines, and he's going, whoa! I think we might see a lot of that in this show. Oh my goodness, I think I just saw the most satisfying thing in the world. This absolutely appeals to my kind of obsessive compulsive kind of nature. Goku dragon punches a huge big log and it falls duk 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 in the most perfectly satisfying symmetrical pyramid kind of stack of wood blocks, and just the sound effects as well. Tunk 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 tunk. Oh, that felt satisfying.
And we hear Goku's voice, and it's a classic little anime child voice. But honestly, it sounds more like Gilbert Gottfried when I do it. We're never gonna get that lamp!
Okay, now this is interesting. We see a car, and that's like, I thought this was like a set in the past, like a long, long ago type thing, but it's not, obviously. So it's modern day, so we've got a car, and apparently life is about to get pretty radical. As far as the voiceover says. So that's kind of fun. We're definitely in that 80s kind of, is it 80s? I'm gonna have to wiki this, find out when it was made, but the art style, it definitely has that 80s kind of Ninja Turtles kind of vibe to it. And we get our first look at the female protagonist. And oh, anime, cute girl, long legs, teeny tiny skirt, as was the style at the time. And she's looking for something, this little jewel, which I can only assume is one of the Dragon Balls. So I guess it's going to be kind of a race to attain this. this is where I guess we're going. And we actually see the Dragon Ball now. And this might sound so stupid, but I recognize this ball. Like, I've seen these balls all over the place, like in novelty shops and around Japan and stuff. And I never actually knew that that was a Dragon Ball. That probably sounds so stupid, but I just didn't know that that orange ball with stars in it was like the Dragon Ball. I didn't even know what Dragon Ball referred to. Like, I thought it was like an energy source or something. But no, it's a literal ball. So it's kind of cute that Goku is talking to it like it's his grandpa and the ball glows and he's like, wow, can you do that again? So yeah, I like this Goku kid. He's clearly like a very innocent, sweet little character. I think I'm going to cotton on to him. And I just heard a quote that I think I lived my entire life by.
I don't know what to eat. It's so hard to decide. Why don't you decide, Tummy?
That's pretty much what I do every day. Should I use common sense, logic, and eat healthy? Nah. Why don't you decide, Tummy? But while satisfying his hunger, Goku accidentally antagonizes a saber-toothed tiger, or as we know it's actually pronounced, saber-toothed tiger! And they have a fun little chase scene, and you see Goku like swinging around with his tail, and I love this little, because he wasn't intentionally antagonizing the tiger. He wasn't being a dick, basically. It wasn't like a Tom and Jerry kind of thing. He just threw his apple core where he shouldn't have. And then, of course, the tiger accidentally runs off the edge of the cliff, and we realize, or I realize, this is going by Looney Tunes logic. So you can have a bit more fun with the intense punishment that I think people can sustain. Because of course the tiger runs off the cliff, doesn't realize that gravity exists until he looks down, the eyes pop out with the boing, and it's... So at first I felt sorry for the tiger, and then I'm like, no, this is cartoon logic. He's fine, he'll walk it off. And then karma being what it is, Goku actually suffers exactly the same fate. But then he pops out of the water and he's like, that was great! So yeah, I kind of love this kid. Nothing brings him down. and then we get naked Goku. I did not see that coming. At all. I love how completely innocent it is. It's funny, I think so many times, like, we're raised, especially like, with a Catholic upbringing, it's like, you can't be naked, no, it's a shameful body. No, you're like, nakedness is fine, but you would never see that. Oh my god, could you imagine? I mean, especially in this scene, so he gets naked and then pees in the river, and it's like, could you imagine, like, if Wolverine did that in the X-Men? It's like, I just finished this beer, now time to take these wet clothes off and relieve myself in the river. I guess you can't apply Japanese logic to American cartoons and vice versa, because that would not fly, but naked little Goku that's actually adorable. I'm 40 and I'm finding this hilarious. That he does tail fishing, butt ass naked. He just dips his tail in the water and it's like, come on, I know you think this is a little worm. This is bonkers, absolutely bonkers, but it's cute. We get a full frontal dick and balls karate kick to a fish. This is brilliant. So bonkers. Again, you try applying that logic to any Western show. Just like Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles with his dick out, high kicking a foot soldier. Wouldn't happen. This is cute because it's funny, like, I think there's sort of an accepted kind of idea with like when they do the girls in anime, like it's a little bit like, this is a little bit pervy, but like the naked kids, it's like, it's just such an innocent kind of thing. It's like, no, that's just adorable. His little wiener in the air as he karate kicks this fish. Bonkers. So while dragging the gigantic fish back home, and I don't know if the fish was dead or if it just passed out from the shock of being karate kicked in the face by a naked monkey boy, we get Goku almost knocked down by the car driven by the girl, who I'm guessing is called Bulma because she's wearing a t-shirt called Bulma, so we'll find out if I'm right. And she has the most human reaction in the world. Please don't be dead! I'm not insured! So Goku thinks the car is a monster trying to steal his fish, and so I guess that he's never had any kind of connection with the outside world at all, which again gives this hilarious kind of innocence, even saying or claiming that the creature inside the car is like, the car is a shell. He's like, come out of your shell and fight! I think that's kind of adorable. I'm saying that a lot. This is an adorable show. And then the girl straight up shoots him. Again, because like cartoons are so, I don't know, I feel like kids cartoons are more tame these days, but I don't watch kids cartoons these days. I clearly didn't watch kids cartoons 20 years ago, but then I would have been 20, so I probably shouldn't have been watching them then either. But I just don't think you would have a character pull out just a full-on, like a Glock, like Armed Anderson. If you watch AEW, I think this is where Arn Anderson got the idea for his promo. You try to attack my car, and I'll pull out a Glock! And she straight up shoots him. But the bullets don't seem to do any harm, so clearly Goku is superpowered, which also comes from him picking up a car over his head. So I'm getting an idea of the power levels here. Is that close to 9,000? I guess we're going to find out. And when he pops up alive, she's like, huh? What? You shouldn't be alive, kid. Like, I intentionally tried to shoot a young child. You shouldn't be alive. Whoa, I want my money back. And then he's like, all right, monster, it's my turn now. And she's like, no, wait, I'm not a monster. I'm a human being just like you. And it's like, well, honestly, you did just try to shoot a little kid. So who is the real monster? So after the mutual attempted murder, we actually get a really charming scene where they both kind of introduce themselves to each other. And again, Goku is kind of adorable in his complete naivety about the outside world. And he's asking her why she doesn't have a tail and why she's so small and scrawny. And of course, we get the obligatory panty shot as he lifts her skirt to see if she has the aforementioned tail. And I can't help but think that probably won't be the last gratuitous panty shot that we get. But still, it's actually a very, very charming scene, and she explains that she's from the city, and he's like, oh, I know about that, my grandpa told me. So he knows about some stuff, but he's very, very naive, and considering how epic the Dragon Ball saga is supposed to be, I'm really interested to see like how this little innocent creature is going to kind of grow up throughout the series. So yeah, I'm a little bit more invested. So he invites her back to his house, and again, it's connotations and assumptions and innuendos that you would never get in Western cartoons. He's like, we can come back to my house and play. And she's like, we're not going to do anything inappropriate. And like, I keep making the references. April O'Neil would not say, hey, Ninja Turtles, I'm not coming back to your sewer if you think you're going to have your way with me. And it's like, no, of course we're not. This is a children's cartoon. And she's like, yes, but this is an anime. So it's fun to have that just funny little undercurrent of, I don't think it's even like a wink and a nod to adults, because this wasn't made like in a Pixar kind of way, was it? Like, it was made for children, but still they have this funnily kind of adult undertone, which is like inappropriate, but also just kind of adorably innocent as well. It's a weird combination, but I kind of dig it. So they get back to Goku's house, and Bulma is thrilled to find a Dragon Ball there. And she picks it up and she's like, yes, and it starts glowing. And of course, Goku's saying, wait, hey, what are you doing with my grandpa? But she explains, no, kid, this isn't your grandpa. These are Dragon Balls. You put them together and they're a source of amazing power, which you don't want a bad person to get hold of. So we're starting to get a little bit of plot exposition. We're moving forward a bit. We've got like a MacGuffin in place, and more importantly, we've got an intro to the person who I guess is going to be our primary antagonist. So that is the perfect cue to cut to squat little short blue dude Emperor Pilaf? Is that it? Pila? Something like that. I'm sure I'm going to hear it plenty of times throughout the show, if I decide to keep watching. And he, I guess, is our primary antagonist. Looks like your typical little rich guy out for his own fame and fortune and to increase his wealth and power. And he's accompanied by a cute little Muskehound looking sort of right-hand man service dog, I suppose. And a typically anime attractive lady consort, I guess. Probably like his Evelyn right-hand lady. I'm guessing the one who actually is the brains behind the operation. So he goes into this little temple type thing and he finds a Dragon Ball and he's like, got a Dragon Ball. Yes, now, finally it's complete. I can make this wish that I want. And of course, the lady informs him, no, sire, you have to have all the Dragon Balls together to make a wish. you would have thought that she would have explained that to him before going on the quest for the one Dragon Ball, but I don't know, I get the feeling that she's probably just trying to antagonize him. So Raven-haired evil sexy sidekick lady gives us our full exposition where she explains that if you unite the 7 Dragon Balls, then the ancient dragon will appear and will grant you whatever your wish is. And of course, Emperor Pilaf's wish is the same as every maniacal evil megalomaniac. He wants to rule the entire world, which I always find to be a strange desire. I mean, the actual admin involved in doing that, it would genuinely be a nightmare. So back with Goku and Bulma, and we get more of the exposition, which I'm fine with, because I like to know what's going on. So of course, she says, yes, you got to get the 7 Dragon Balls, the dragon will appear and grant you your wish. And just to straighten things out even more, Goku says, well, you don't want to get my ball confused with yours, and she's like, don't worry. Each ball has a number of stars in it to designate which number ball it is, so therefore you can't even go wrong. Boom, it's just like playing bingo. And then we get our next part of wonderful anime ridiculous perviness. It's not even really perviness, it's just like referencing things or going in directions that just Western cartoons would not do. I wonder, Pokemon doesn't do this, does it? I mean, they're all like sort of the same kind of genre of anime kids cartoons, are they? Or is Dragon Ball a different thing? Because either way, Bulma asks Goku if he'll help her find the Dragon Balls and if she can have his, and he's like, nah, no way. So she just trades sex for what she wants. Or at least implies that she might do, lifting up her teeny tiny little skirt, revealing her knickers and being like, if you want to see a little more of this, then why don't you help me out? It's just, that's just not a route I'm used to seeing cartoons take. Yeah, and I was so thrown by that I didn't actually mention that Bulma's one wish, what she wants to collect all these Dragon Balls for and release the ancient dragon to grant her her heart's desire, yeah, it's for a boyfriend. So basic. Gotta love it. And then upon being offered a peek of her knickers, Goku replies,
what do I care about seeing your dirty old fanny?
In English, that's funny enough, but in English, with the translation being a little bit different for us here in the UK, that's golden. That's really golden. So unable to trade on her feminine wiles for what she wants, Bulma offers a deal with Goku so that they can go and hunt the Dragon Balls together and be a team and a partnership and double thumbs up. But of course she's thinking to herself, well, he's going to be a great bodyguard until I get what I want, and then I can wish for the most perfect boyfriend. So they set out on their adventure, and Bulma what is it? You want to come up? Come on. So they set out on their adventure, and Bulma explains that she has a handy little tracking device that can show them where the Dragon Balls are. And as a fun little bit of random, bizarre future tech or whatever, she has a little case full of vials that contain cars. You just chuck it on the ground and it explodes into a little motorbike type thing, and that's kind of fun. So they're driving around, and of course Bulma almost stacks it, and kind of panicked and scared, she's like, I have to go take a little pit stop. Which is kind of amusing because we know what that means. But Goku's like, well, can't I come with you? She's like, no, of course you can't. And it's just, I love the innocence. She's like, because I have to pee. And again, like you just don't get this kind of scatological type humor in Western cartoons. It's so sweet. And then, of course, once she's out of sight, she screams, Goku, you gotta come over here now. And he's like, I wish she'd make up her mind. And then we see Bulma with, and having, I would imagine, just dropped trowel, being assaulted by this gigantic, terrifying pterodactyl lizard thing. And from my misspent youth watching things I shouldn't, I was just waiting for some tentacles to appear. But thank goodness, they didn't. So the pterodactyl flies off with Bulma, and of course Goku makes pursuit, that's not even a phrase, takes pursuit? Goes on pursuit. He pursues them. And eventually they have a little scuffle, and Goku rescues Bulma, the pterodactyl gets its comeuppance, and our heroes are safe again. And now they can set forth on their quest for the Dragon Balls. And folks, that does it for episode 1 of Dragon Ball. That was not what I was expecting, but it was kind of fun. I mean, I'm judging this on the level of, a children's cartoon. I'm a 40-year-old man, so I'm not going to be like, oh, well, the character nuance was not what I was expecting with the intricacies of the subtext and blah. No, it's a children's cartoon. I get it. And for that, I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought it's got humor, like genuinely amusing humor, likable characters. Goku's just adorable in his completely innocent, naive kind of nature. Bulma's hilarious in that she's willing to trade sex to get Dragon Balls just so that she can wish for a boyfriend. It's great. We didn't see much of the villains. But what we did see, it looks like they might have a typical kind of Three Stooges. It's the hench person who's actually the smart one, and the main boss is an idiot. And I look forward to going back to these guys and seeing what they get up to. So on the whole, yeah, I really enjoyed Dragon Ball. So guys, what did you think of Dragon Ball? I'm assuming that if you've watched this, then you are probably very familiar with the show already. Should I continue with it? Should I persist? Are we talking like hundreds, like literally hundreds and hundreds of episodes? Because I know Dragon Ball is like crazy alien monsters and giant jacked up dudes, and I don't know how we get from this to that, but I'm genuinely interested to find out. But we're not going to do that anytime soon, because the next anime we're going to watch is the first episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So something completely different. And that's what I want to do. I want to jump around, try different things, and see what sticks. And if you're trying this show for the first time, then I hope this has kind of stuck with you. If it has, then maybe join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior. Throw a few shekels my way. Or if you want to pick up one of these badass t-shirts that Piglet's sitting on, you can do by going over to teespring.com. Almost stumbled over my words there. Check the link in the description below. And folks, that does it for this episode of Displaying Model Behavior. So until next time. Oh, Piggy, I'm sorry. I normally do that without a dog on my lap. I can't even reach the camera now to do my sign off. Keep displaying model behavior.
Chill.